Hi, welcome back to part 2 of this story. Let's just jump into it. If you haven't watched part 1, just link down below and let's just go. Basically, 11:30, everything is cancelled. I am starving and they say they can't give me food. Like, there's no food, canteen is closed, so I have to go out and get food if I want to eat. So my partner orders Domino's to the hospital, and I will tell you, I have like 2 slices. As I said, I'm not a big Domino's fan. We go back to sleep, and at 4 a.m. they come back to monitor the baby. And once again, his heartbeat was within normal values, but not his normal values. Excuse me, little man. He's trying to eat me now. So I'm monitoring at 4 a.m. and at 4:30, I actually start contractions on my own. At this point, I don't have any influence from any induction thingy. I don't have the gel, I don't have anything. At about 6 a.m, we having a chat with the midwife as I'm having contractions, and they're getting more and more frequently. She does another sweep and she checks I'm still only 1 centimeter dilated. So this whole process, I am still 1 centimeter dilated, which is wild to me. Like, I've been suffering for so long. I've been doing all this induction stuff and my cervix just does not want to open. The midwife is like, oh, as you're having contractions and to open your cervix, you should do this. Like, she tells me like a few poses, a few things that I should be doing during the contractions to help out. And absolutely, I do everything that she says. I follow every instruction because I'm just trying to get this baby out at this point. And if he's gonna come out naturally, then he comes out naturally. So I keep, working through contractions. I am counting them with a app, and they're getting longer and the space between them is getting shorter. So the maximum I wait between contractions is a minute. So sometimes it's less than a minute, but the maximum between contractions is 1 minute. Contractions are getting very painful, and I will say I just kept going to my partner's recliner, and I don't know why, it was just more comfortable than the bed that I was in, and I know you can move the bed up and down, and just nothing was as comfortable as a recliner as I was having contractions. So there's a little tip for you if that works for you as well, because all they gave me so far for contractions is paracetamol. So at 8 a.m. I'm like, I need more than paracetamol. Like, this is painful. I'm starting to scream. Well, they can't give me anything for the pain at 8 a.m. because it's the change of shifts again. I have to wait an hour to get some pain relief. That is not paracetamol. And bear in mind, paracetamol doesn't do anything right now because I'm having proper long ass contractions, very long, very painful contractions. It is not funny, it's not good. And as I'm having these contractions, I hold for another hour and I'm screaming now. My partner doesn't know what to do. He's feeling very frustrated and he goes chase again the team. So we get introduced to the new midwife, and the midwife that we had through the night leaves, and the new midwife comes and we tell her, we need this pain relief. She finally comes back to us just around 9 a.m. to say that the new doctor for the day, the one I met the day before, that was going home, she prescribed the painkillers, but it was the wrong dosage. So the midwife had to request for a new dosage, and she was waiting on that. So I waited a full hour to be prescribed the wrong dosage. So finally at around 9:30, they prescribed me the correct dosage, and it's a thing, I can't remember the name, but they told me it's like morphine. So they give me basically morphine to help me with the pain, and it doesn't do anything. So they call the doctor comes and she checks again. I'm only still 1 centimeter dilated, even though I'm having contraction after contraction. The doctor gives me a second dosage of morphine, doesn't do anything. They give me the gas and air, doesn't help with the pain. It just makes me a bit out of it and I hate it. So I didn't want to have more, but it does not help with the pain at all. So at this stage, they really said, because they took so long to give me the pain relief, sometimes it happens that it just, by the time they give you, it just doesn't work. But they can't give me epidural because my cervix is not opening. They can only give you epidural once you have dilated enough to break your waters. Because otherwise, if they give me epidural, then I wouldn't continue labor and I wouldn't open my cervix, period. But at this stage, I am in so much pain. Like, I can barely hear what the doctors are saying. I can barely process what the doctors are saying. I basically pass out between contractions, and whilst I'm having a contraction, I'm screaming. It's absolutely painful, and I'm getting frustrated. My partner's getting frustrated, and I said, I want a C-section. This whole time we've been here, we've been doing everything that they ask us, and my cervix did not move 1 centimeter. Like, clearly my body does not want this baby to come out naturally. And I'm in too much pain and I want a C-section. So they say, you know, it's an elective C-section because I'm requesting it. Because the doctor is happy for me to just keep going through the pain, even though I don't have painkillers that work on me and my cervix is not opening. So it's an elective C-section. So what happens? There's only one anesthetic person, and I don't know how to say their name, but yes, there's only one guy doing the anesthesia, the epidurals in the labor ward, and they said, oh, he's currently with someone else. Long story short, we waiting, contractions getting worse and worse, and my partner goes like has the surgery finished? Oh no, he's still with this person, My partner is getting like very frustrated because we're not really getting straight answers, because like, how long is it gonna take? Like, what's going on? Like, they're not really answering. And as he's getting more and more frustrated, he's like, can I speak with the head of this department? Like, what's going on? Like, my partner is in pain. You don't have painkillers that work on her, yet you're not telling me how long it will take for her surgery to happen. Like, what is going on? The head of the midwives or the department or whatever that lady was, she comes into a room with the guy that is doing the anesthesia. And we're like, oh, okay, so he finished with the lady that he was before and he's coming to us. And she said, no, he hasn't even started on the other person. It has been like an hour or something. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? He hasn't even started. You told us he was with someone else. He's here. And they're like, oh yeah, he's coming here so you can sign the consent form, which we signed the night before, by the way. But he has to go through with me again through like all the things that could go wrong during the surgery. And we're like, is this a joke? Like, what's going on? Like, we need someone like... So he's trying to go through these things with me. I can barely hear him because I am struggling, and he keeps like pausing for me to finish a contraction to then talk to me, but I'm passing out, so I can't hear him either. My partner is just like, yeah, like, we consent to everything, but I have to say it, which I struggle to say it. And at this point, we're not happy, and we said, you know, how long is it gonna be? Oh, we don't know. They're still not giving us like a time frame or anything. And basically, they also tell us, because it's an elective C-section, if someone else comes in an emergency, they get ahead of us. So I could wait an hour, I could wait 2 hours, I could wait the whole day if a bunch of emergency C-sections show up. At this point, my partner say, we want to be transferred to another hospital. We want to be transferred to another hospital. Like, this is a joke. You only have one person. We already got kicked the night before. We were supposed to do it the night before. We didn't do it. Now you're telling us we have to wait again, blah, blah. Like, absolutely not. We want to transfer hospital. This is a joke. And in my mind, I was like, I don't want to transfer hospital. I just want to do it. And the lady's like, oh, you don't need to transfer, blah, blah. She's trying to keep us there because obviously it doesn't look good for the hospital that they have to send someone to another hospital. So eventually she tells us she called the person on call to come and do our epidural, to do our anesthesia. That person comes real quick. He must live really close to the hospital. I'm so thankful he came. At this stage, I have to put me in a wheelchair to go to the operation room. I can't walk, I can't do anything. Just to put me in the wheelchair was painful. I was screaming in the corridor. In my mind, I was feeling so bad because I was like, I'm scaring any other pregnant woman that is here in labor. You know, I feel so bad, but you know, it is what it is. They bring me to the operation room. They put me on the table. They help me sit on the table. And they showed me like where I signed the night before all the consent forms, and I said, yeah, that's my signature, I still consent. I was like midway through contraction when they gave me the epidural, and it's like the sky has cleared. Like, that's literally how I felt. I felt like I was in this fog. I wasn't recognizing myself. I was getting really irritated. I was screaming, I was yelling. You know, I felt like I was an animal, you know, reacting to what was happening to me. And they give me the epidural and it's like my brain is back. It's like the sky is clear. Everything is perfect. They told me like, lay down straight away because you lose complete control of your body. So from your chest down, you don't feel anything, you can't control anything, you can't move anything. So I have to lay down so, you know, I don't fall. You feel tinglish in your arms, you still have control of it. So they lay me down, they put a panel, like a sheet here, so I can't see from my chest down, so I can't see the surgery happening. They are very quick and coming. My partner's next to me holding my hand, and I started crying. When I was finally like laying down, he held my hand and I started crying. I was like, I miss our dog. Because at this stage we drop him at a friend's house on the Wednesday and this was already Saturday and I miss him. And at this stage I start crying because I miss my dog. Like, instead of being excited that I'm having a kid, like, oh, it's just the most random. Like, my partner was like, what the hell? Like, well, how is that the first thing you say when you're back to normal, you know? But yeah, they start doing the surgery. You have a professional, so my partner's on my left side, you have a professional on your right explaining, you know, kind of like what's happening, but not too much detail because I told them I don't want a lot of detail. So she's not like fully explaining. But and then I tell my partner, when having a C-section, a lot of the babies, when they come out, they don't start screaming straight away. Don't worry if it takes like a minute for him to start crying. As soon as that baby comes out, you can hear him clearing his throat and he is wailing. He's screaming so hard. It's insane. It's insane. And they put the panel down a little bit for you to see the baby, so I still can't see my belly, like all that messiness, but I can still see the baby. At this point my partner's so worried about me still because I was, you know, in pain for hours. He does not want to leave my side, but you know, I do tell him, you know, go be with the baby, you know, go help weigh him and stuff. This baby was 9 pounds when it came out. 4.2 kilos. That is wild. I'd say till this day, it's like, no wonder my cervix wasn't opening. My cervix did not want to open for this. This would tear me. This baby was huge. Huge. This baby was huge. And this is where my camera cut the footage because I ran out of space in my memory card. This is editing me. Yeah, the baby was huge. So I am glad I ended up with a C-section at the end. They weigh the baby and they check everything and they clean him and they dress him. So they had some clothes that my partner gave them beforehand, so the baby, you know, is not naked for long. So they're doing all of that whilst I'm still, you know, chilling on top of the surgery table. I don't know how you call it. The C-section went really, really well. Like, thinking back, like, I'm so thankful, you know. The surgery itself lasted about maybe 45 minutes. Then they move us to a room of our own so we can, like, you know, calm down a bit, rest a bit, feed the baby, you know, just be by ourselves for a little bit. They have to wait a little bit till I have the feeling in my arms a bit more, you know, stronger, because you can feel your arms, but not very well, like not 100%, and you get like this tingling feeling all over your arms and hands. So they wanted to wait a little bit for me to be, you know, to hold the baby. Once I can hold the baby, I feed him, and that baby was starving, so he cried the full first hour of his life, I'm not joking, until he finally found my boob. You know, until he can finally feed. That's when he finally quiet down, like, but he cried the whole first hour of his life, bless him. I am starving as well, so I eat some soup to start with, you know, just something light to start with, and I think they give me some bread, and then later on, you know, we moved to another room and they give us, like, they give me a proper meal. You only stay in that room for a few hours. You do have a midwife coming and teaching you about breastfeeding, because it's not just like put the boob in their mouth and that's it. There's a lot more to it. When we moved to the final ward that we stayed, we only had another couple there, which was really good, because you can have, once again, up to 5 people in one room. 5 pregnant women, so 5 babies or more if they have twins, and 5 partners, so it can be quite busy, but we're lucky we only had another couple in the same ward as us, and that's where we stayed, you know, the whole day, the whole night, and we left home the next day. Yeah, the next evening we were already going home, because my C-section went absolutely perfect. There's nothing to fault. My scar looks really good, really good, and they said, you know, I could go home. And at first I wasn't gonna go, but to be honest, it is harder to sleep in a hospital, as my previous video, like, they're always coming in, always like, let's check this, let's check that, and now they had to check for me and for the baby, and it wasn't like someone would come and check us both at once. No, you have someone that comes to check this for the baby, then someone that comes to check this for me, and then this for the baby, and then this for me, and you don't sleep that night, you know. And they do offer to take your baby, but I'm sorry, no, this is my baby, let me deal with it now. Let it be difficult, but I want to deal with it. So I did not let them take my baby for the night. But yeah, that's my birth experience, really. Thank you so much for watching. I can, you know, if you have any questions, I can answer them on the comments. I can make video about anything more in particular. Loving the experience of being a mom. Didn't love the experience of being induced at all, but I did like the C-section experience. That was really good. That is something I'm highly considering for my next birth. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.